And we
Yes.
are
All
live
right, let's go.
on
Just
Just
like
Like Us.
welcome in, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're at in the world. You guys can be anywhere, but you're here with us. We want to say thank you so much for joining us. We're growing, y'all. We're growing. We're gaining momentum. We got our very first donation from one of our family members, and things are going well. Again, we're showing up, we're showing out, and we're making sure that we are being consistent. This is episode 9, season 2?
12.
12, season 2. See, lost in the sauce, so to speak.
Sorry.
But it feels good because, again, you get busy with stuff and, life happens. So here we are
Right.
showing up. And again, I want to send a special shout out to my Aunt Ramona
Yes, Aunt
for,
Mona.
being able to donate to us and what we've been doing. Thank you so much for being a part of this, Aunt Ramona. I love you so much. And it's great. Again, we're moving, we're gaining momentum, we're showing up, and I think we look fantastic. How
We
you feeling?
do. We
Look
look
at us, you know what I'm saying?
phenomenal.
And
I
I
mean,
just-
matchy.
I got home from work and boom, dressed up like this. Look,
Yeah.
the lady looks fantastic.
Just
So
like
again,
threw it on real quick.
thank you guys for being here with us. We love the fact that our numbers are getting bigger, we're gaining momentum, and we're doing a lot better by not just simply showing up. So tonight's episode is all about truth behind momentum, you guys. And you don't rise by waiting to feel ready. You rise by deciding to show up. And so tonight we're going to break down how discipline creates growth and why consistency matters more than motivation when building anything real. So let's unpack that. So before we get
let's
started,
do that.
anything you want to talk about?
Oh, again, I did I have something on there? Anyways, I just want to thank everybody for being here with us on this beautiful Friday night,
Let's
evening,
go. Yes.
morning, wherever. It depends on where you're at. Like we said earlier, we are just excited. And this is us, showing up with consistency, and more gets revealed, the more that whether we feel it or not, and whether we're motivated or not, it's something that we're very consistent about. And it's being here with you every Wednesday and every Friday, no matter what is going on in our heads or between us or around us, right? We get to come here and be with you, and it's paying off. We're figuring things out, and it's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited.
Yes, me too. And hopefully we sound good. I know that last podcast, for whatever reason,
I don't know what happened.
The sound wasn't on, so that could have took a hit as far as people wanting to be, jump on here tonight. But the point is that we are showing up and we're making it happen. The mics,
right.
I feel, sound good. We look fantastic, and it just feels good to be able to show up. And it's not always about, yourself, because again, we wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for the people who are watching. Because I wouldn't want to show up consistently all the time if we didn't have people who are watching that are saying, hey, we're benefiting from watching you. So again, showing up and showing out is only half the battle. We need other people to be here to jump on. So if you guys see this, make sure you add something into the comments. It helps the algorithm, let us know how we're doing. If there's anything we could do better, if the audio, anything, chime in. The more numbers we get, the better it is. So, let's keep this moving, because again, we're showing up, and it takes a lot. We didn't really think about it till just recently of how much we're actually doing to make these happen, because we're not here for the money. We're here for the impact.
That's right.
We're really here to show that this matters to us. So we hope that it matters to you guys as well.
That's right.
It really it means something to us to be able to show up on a constant basis, because like Letty said, no matter what's happening, we're going to make sure that we show up regardless. So here we are, showing up and showing out. So thank you guys.
Yeah, and I think connection. That's where it starts. It's the connection with yourself. The not you motivating yourself to show up for yourself consistently, no matter what's going on in your life. That's where it starts. You can start right where you're at. You don't have to have it all figured out or have the latest and greatest to start. You just have to start. And you're worth it, and your story matters. And we know, right, the impact that we've made on each other's lives.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the impact that other people have made in our life. And this is why we do what we do.
Right.
Because, like Justin said, for us, it's impact over everything. It's connection over everything. It's sharing our story in hopes that it inspires you to share yours, with, even if it's just with someone else,
Right.
right? That's how it starts. It's that little spark inside that, you know, sets it off, so to speak. And so we hope that we are that spark for you.
Yes, absolutely. And again, today is really about, you know, motivation and being able to show up for yourself. You know, we've kind of touched on this before, but I want to, before we get into this, I want to say I had my it was my third live on TikTok, and it was the third day in a row on TikTok, and I had 868 people join this live. And it was a blessing. Letty was there. You know, I had a couple people my Aunt Mona was there, and Coach Charles was there. And it was great because this was the first time I've ever gone live for such an extended period. I think it was an hour and 22 minutes.
Yeah.
But what happened was I got 868 views, 626 diamonds, which I didn't even know what those were. I thought they were going to be lightning bolts, which I'm like, hey, you know, throw some love and show some love. So anyways, I'm out here fixing shopping carts on my time-lapse technician page, which I usually do time lapse. But the point is that I showed up and it was unbelievable how many people came in this hour and 22 minutes. 886 people showed up, almost 900 people. And I was really impressed by that. So what it did for me was it motivated me to continue showing up, because the numbers are starting to show on my time-lapse technician page. If you guys are on TikTok,
check them out.
Check me out, time-lapse technician, all one word. And it's really nice to see, you know, the progress after putting in the work. And because I'm filming these videos anyways, you know, I'm filming these videos for work. What I do is I set my camera up, I hit time lapse on my camera, and I tend to get the better looking shots, so that the angle, so you can see what I'm doing. But I started putting these on TikTok, and it's starting to pay off. So I made $2.22, which, you know, and that's like, can you imagine if you shared that, or if I went live every day, I made $2.22 every day. That's $66.60 a month. Okay.
And would you say that pays our what bill?
Oh, that pays our phone bill. You know what I mean? Every month. And so, and the idea sparked, and something that one of our mentors, Desmond Soon, who will probably be on hopefully next week at some point. But the point is, it's an income producing activity, something I'm already doing anyways. You know what I mean? That's money. That's something I could bring money in, and that can contribute to our bills, or going out and having fun, or put it right back into the business. And because this stuff does cost money. So we do pay an annual, you know, but the point is I'm showing up, we're both showing up, and we're being consistent, and it feels good. So motivation is a feeling, discipline is a decision. You know what I mean? So being disciplined is really a decision. It's a mind making up that you're like, okay, I'm actually going to do this and follow through with this and continue showing up for myself, for my people, for anybody who's watching, or whatever it is that you're doing, because it just feels good to stay consistent. And again, this isn't always been a part of my life, is being consistent, but with being with Letty and having this structured home, it feels so good to be showing up. You know what I mean? So how do you feel about that?
I mean, I couldn't agree more. You know, you said one thing, it's making a decision. I mean, we can all make decisions in our head, but once you make that decision, it's taking the action, you know, whether you see the step in front of you or not. It's showing up, making the decision, and then moving into that decision, taking the action, right? I mean, how was it for you, you know, when you went on your first live? I know how it was for me, but how was it for you? Did you know, how to do it, what it, you know, was going to look like? You just showed up. You just made the decision and you went on.
Well, and I wanted to make sure it was something that I knew that I was talking about, because I've seen other TikTok lives, and like, these people, they're just on there. There's people just on there, and they're just like, hey, how you doing? They're just shouting people out. Some people like scribble names. Some people, you know what I mean? So it hit me. I'm like, I need to just start going live on this page, because I seen a post. Because what I did for myself is I said, I started looking into going viral. And so on TikTok, I'm talking about going viral. On Instagram, I do like the content creator stuff, you know what I mean? So when I'm on TikTok, it's talking about how to go viral. So I got feeds coming in that are talking about how to get yourself to go viral. And I seen this feed, or this thread that said, you know, one of the things you want to do is you want to go live. If you can go live a couple times a week. And so I said, no, I'm going to check it out, because I'm already making these videos. But the more you get out there, the more people see you, right? So basically, it was a no-brainer for me. I'm like, I'm just going to go live. I'm already doing this job anyways. And so I have two phones at this time. Right now, I have my phone, my iPhone Pro Max 16 Pro Max, and I have the 14 Pro Max. And so what I'm doing is I'm able to go live on my phone, and then my older phone that I got to give back to AT&T at some point, is I'm just setting that up, and I'm doing the time lapse itself. So what happened was, I'm able to go live and kind of discuss about what the first time I went live, I had like 400 or 500 people join.
Wow.
And I was like, what? I mean, not join, but like that popped on and came off. I think the numbers were that high, and it was like, wow. And I was only on for like 30 minutes. And then so the thing was that if you go live 3 times in a row, you know, let that streak continue, and you'll bump up to be able to get, you know, certain like monetary stuff. So so it was encouraging. I'm like, okay, let's continue moving forward with this. So I just set up my camera, you know, and put my earbuds in, because it was like microphone and I can hear. And I just started talking to people. And then what I did was I invited people that I knew to get on. Letty, my friend Chris, a couple people that I know, and just say, hey, I'm going live. Would you guys mind jumping on? And having them on, I think, kind of helped, because they were able to, you know, kind of talk to the people. Like Letty was able to talk to some of the people on there, but it felt really good. It was a little bit at first kind of nerving. You know, I mean, it wasn't too bad. I wouldn't like, but once you get in there, it's like anything else. You get to the gym, you're fine. But the hardest part is actually getting there. So it was actually pretty fun, you know, seeing the interaction. And then, you know, I was anxious to kind of like hurry up and get it done. But then I was like, I got comfortable with doing it, you know, and then I was like, okay, this is cool. And so today I went live again for like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. And a couple hundred people got on again. And I was only on there for like, I don't know, like maybe 12, 13 minutes. And a lot of people got on there. And so it's just getting out there. For me, it's fun. You know, it's interesting, because one time, sometimes I'm dressed like this, which is a lot of times. And then I'm in my work clothes.
Yeah. It was very interesting to see like what you do. And thank you so much. I know I know a lot of moms on here for fixing those cartwheels, because come on.
Yeah,
come on.
Squeaky, huh?
When we go in there and we pull that cart out and we're like, or it gets stuck, or it's cockeyed and it just doesn't want to go. And, you know, at least for myself, I can only speak for myself. Going grocery shopping isn't my favorite, but it is something that a lot of us moms and dads have to do.
I don't like doing it.
And to have those carts, the wheels working, you know, seamlessly, smoothly, it just takes, you know, it takes the pain out of shopping. So I just want to say thank you.
Yeah.
And, you know, I appreciate what you do. And it was interesting to see how you do it, right? I hear you talk about it, you know, and I've been on the phone with you while you're doing it, but to actually see like, wow, okay. I don't know. It's oddly satisfying, but I do like it when you do your time lapse videos where it's super fast like that. I just find it interesting. Don't know why, but I do. So thank you. I'll make sure to tune in as well. And again, where can they find you?
Time lapse technician. So I just started a Facebook. You guys probably can't see this, but I started a Facebook channel for time lapse technician across all of the platforms. But time lapse technician on TikTok. It's all one word. Time lapse. TIMELAPSE technician. TECHNICIAN. Time lapse technician on TikTok. I think I've got close to like 60 or 70 videos up there. And again, I'm starting to gain momentum. So, and it feels really, really good. So, and what I'm doing right now is I want to see us on our live right now. I would like to see us on our live. And if you guys have any idea of how this works, because again, ChatGPT, we have, you know, different ways of doing this, but I want to be able to, you know, find out how can I see us on here? And
I know I did it one time. I had just gone on my Facebook page. There you are.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so let's go. Let's see if we can. Boom. Oh, this is the first time we've been able to see.
There we are.
Okay.
And we should be able, and then we should be able to see, you know, do we have any comments? Let's go. I don't see any comments yet. And if you're there, let us know in the comments. We love engaging with our, oh, that's Justin Bird. I love you too. So we know it works. We have one viewer, and that's probably you.
Probably us. Over there, let's go.
But it is what it is.
Okay,
we're still here. We're still showing up.
So motivation fades when life gets hard. You know what I mean? Discipline keeps you grounded. You know what I mean? When they're trying to interrupt you, I just want to make sure.
I was just kind of, you know, just taking a moment to gather myself, you know, before we get back on here. I mean, we've said a lot, you know, we're promoting ourselves and you know, putting ourselves out here, and sometimes that can be scary because, let's face it, we do care what people think.
Yeah.
But we have so much to give. We have so much to give the community that we live in, to give back, right? And that motivates me. I belong to a great recovery group here, and I love them. And I'm not into this whole like going viral yet. Like I said, I'm working on my insides. And I'm learning so much. I mean, just doing this podcast and learning how the different parts work and how to put it together, and the mics. I mean, I have this set up so that when Justin walks in the door during our podcast days, he gets dressed and we come in and we hit the live button, and here we are.
There's a lot of
You're welcome.
Parts. There is a lot of
there
parts.
is.
There is.
And so I've learned a lot, and I use ChatGPT a lot to help me. It doesn't know everything. So when it doesn't know everything, we talked about motivation versus inspiration. But for me, when I get stuck on something, instead of me getting frustrated, and let's face it, sometimes I do, but that's becoming less and less. But when I do get frustrated or I can't figure something out, who do I call on?
Ghostbusters.
Well, I mean, he can bust them ghosts, right? But I call on my God, and I ask for inspiration to inspire my thinking. And he always comes through, I'll sit there and wait, and I'll get this idea to do something, and it pans out. And it was cool because we were able to get notes on our screen that we can follow. So we're not, so we look a little more polished. Right, yeah. I have notes here on my phone. We're just trying to be real. I'm just trying to be me. I'm just trying to be me, doing what I got to do. Right. That's what I'm trying to be. Just authentic and genuine, and talk about real situations and the real things that we go through.
Right.
And showing up daily, it builds confidence. It really does, whether it's in business or pleasure,
yes,
or in your life,
right,
or wherever you're at,
absolutely,
whatever your
yes,
dreams and your goals are, just showing up. It's those small steps that we take every day that add up to big wins. Justin, yes, watching you really dive headfirst into this whole business world, and the people that have surrounded us and are, believe in us. Ooh, here I go against the waterworks. I'm just super grateful, right? Yeah. Because it does take some, honestly, it's a blessing to let others be a blessing. And I guarantee you that they're just as blessed to be able to give to us. And so, to watch you and navigate this, we were frustrated there for a while because it just seemed like obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. We weren't getting, the whole business vibe and what that entailed. But looking back, we learned so much, and we're continuing to learn so much. And I am learning so much just by watching you. I'm a very observant person, so I can learn how to do things without having to actually be on there. He belongs to another community. What is it? Biz Success Academy. Yes. And let me tell you, they have some phenomenal yeah, AI tools. I mean, these people are just phenomenal people. Yeah, like what they have in their community. I'll pop my head in there sometimes and be like, wow, I didn't know that. And then I get to go try it out on my own time at my own pace while I'm, working and healing me. Right. I still get to dip my feet in that water, so to speak. And it's paying off for me as well. So thank you, Biz Success Academy.
Yes.
Thank you to my recovery community.
Yes.
Thank you to,
all you who are watching,
all of you who are watching.
You know what I mean? And again, for the Biz Success Academy, thank you for that, because this is my new family. And I say that because it was just a short period of time, like since I've known them. It's been 2.5 months, literally. Yeah, and I have grown so much. My webinar's coming out. I got a team of people who stand behind me that want to see me win. they're not gouging me and wanting me to, it feels good to have people actually pour into you that want to see you win and want to see you do things that are not, asking for your unborn child or, things of that nature. So it feels good. And again, I got my website's up and it should be done by tomorrow. I'm excited, y'all. Like there's been so much that's been going into this website. It's a lot more difficult than I thought. It's not too complicated, but there's a lot of moving parts. So got the website for Just Informing You, www.justinformingyou.com, up and running by tomorrow. And the webinar itself, or whatever you want to call it, the webinar or the workshop is coming up.
When is it?
It's going to be June 21st, y'all. So lock in for June 21st. Come see us. And I'm going to be hosting this webinar. It's going to be fantastic. The Blueprint to Freedom. And I'm excited. I got a couple people that is going to be amazing to, to help me host this and co-host this. And it's going to be fantastic. So I hope to see you guys there. Yes. But again, so today's, we're showing up daily. And that's just kind of what we're talking about here is like being able to be the force that we are and motivate and move people. And our whole objective, or at least mine, is to be able to make an impact on people, to motivate, to help move people forward and, keep from stagnating. Keep from staying in one place and getting too, still in one spot. You want to keep moving, even in your body, the parts that you don't, exercise, those tend to die out. I mean, you got to stay warm, stay moving, consistently doing something. And I feel like with where I'm at in life, like I've come so far and I'm just starting, what I mean? Both of us, we just kind of come back to life, so to speak. I know I have literally, I really have. And so for me, it's been amazing. It's been a great past year and 5 months for me, again, coming back to the full me, who I am, the entire me. And I feel great. I feel fantastic. The world is in my palm and there's so many things to say, so many things to do. There's a lot to really uncover and conquer and accomplish. So
I think self-discovery it's a beautiful gift, and that can be motivating, right? It's like unwrapping a gift for me every day, coming alive spiritually and physically and mentally. It's a very motivating and it's a very inspiring, which keeps me, wanting to keep going, because it's like, ooh, okay, what's life going to reveal to me next? I unlike you, Justin, even though my household was, growing up there was, substance abuse and of many kinds. What we had was structure. Like we ate dinner, every night. We played sports, all of us. My mom was involved in our academics. We had a time to get ready for bed, brush our teeth, chores to be done. We had a lot of that going on, even in all of that dysfunction. And so for me, I've kind of ventured off into like not having, I still have routines. I still have things that I do every day that motivate me, that keep me inspired to keep moving forward for myself. And it's not always an easy thing to navigate, and I make a lot of mistakes, but the beauty of that is I don't beat myself up about it anymore the way that I used to. And, balancing showing up for myself and, how much do I show up for other people, right? I've got to show up for myself. What do we always say? Put the oxygen mask on yourself. But I know that, when we love people, we want to show up for each other. And, that can be motivating as well. And so we hope that we are inspiring you tonight and motivating you to start a new chapter. Maybe you are feeling stuck. Maybe you just need to sit with yourself. Maybe you need to sit with somebody else. Whatever it is that you need, the universe, for me, it's God, because he is the universe.
Right.
Is start there. Start speaking out loud. What it is you want. What are your dreams? What are your goals? no matter how small they are, if it's to get out and walk every day, if it's to write a book, if it's to start a business,
Right. Yeah.
or if it's to help others, achieve their dreams. Like, I get a lot out of seeing other people win. I really, really do.
Yeah. And don't wait, you guys. Like, get out there and make it happen now. Not only are we not promised tomorrow, but right now is what matters the most. Get out there. One of the biggest things about getting started is just getting started. You got to really just take the chance to just go. You know what I mean? It's not always as heavy as you think. It's not something that's, just getting started is key, you guys. You know what I mean? So many times have we just held ourselves back and not allowed ourselves to full-fledged go forward and just get out there. You know what I mean? One thing that I always say is, like, the hardest part of working out is actually getting to the gym. Once you're there, you're fine. You know what I mean? Once you're there, you can work out. It's a mental thing. So, one of the things that our mentors have taught us is, 100 or 70% done is better than 100% perfect. So get out there and just get it done. And even though I'm a bit harsh on myself, so for me, I'm a perfectionist. And so it could be an issue at times, but I haven't allowed that to stop me from moving forward and keeping momentum and progress. You know what I mean? Because again, like, when I freestyle rap, I'm really good at rapping and freestyling, right? So improv. And one of the things with me is I can improv way better than I can writing. But I mean, that's just a mental thing too. Writing for me, it seemed to always have been more difficult than freestyling, because I actually have to stop and think, And if you guys have ever heard me freestyle, many of you have, some of you haven't, I'm really good at it. Like, I'm phenomenal at it. I'm super good at it. In fact, I'm so good at it, I want people to throw me words as I'm rapping, because I'll be able to put the word in my rap, make it make sense, and rhyme it. And so for me, it feels like Ray DeLillo's in the building. That's a long one right there, man. We go way back. Ray DeLillo might even be able to speak on the fact that freestyling was my thing, huh, Ray? Back in the day when I was in high school, man, I was tearing it up. Man, I'm even better now, and I don't even do it as much. But freestyling is just one of the avenues that, instead of waiting, I just picked it up and ran with it. You know what I mean?
Can you do us a little rap, a little freestyle rap on what we're talking about, motivation and inspiration?
Yes, absolutely. All right, so let's go.
Let's hear it.
Give me some motivation. Knowing they're probably hating, knowing it's the time that they're taking and chasing. The rhythm, I'm giving you just what he got. Me and Ray DeLillo, he's pillar, but he ain't snot. What's up, though? Hey, and typically I would love to go to a beat, because a beat makes it a little bit more exciting.
Right.
And, I don't typically know who's on here that I'm rapping to. So in person, it's a bit better, because, I can feel the vibe, the people's energy, how they're looking. And of course, I can freestyle to country if I wanted, but it's always better with a beat,
Yeah.
And getting in and getting out was my thing. So, but what I'm saying all this to say is, just getting out and doing something instead of waiting on something, is where I'm at in life. Like, I don't want to let anything hold me back, and half the time that's me holding me back anyways. You know what I mean? The whole thing for me is getting out there now. I'm 42. I'm not getting any younger. You know what I mean? At any point, I could have a heart attack. Who knows, right? But getting older, and I just want to live life to the fullest. There's so many things that I want to accomplish and see. I want to go see the pyramids. I want to go see. I've been to Punta Cana. Me and Letty went to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, out there in the Caribbean, and it was fantastic. And that's just the start. Like, I can't wait. And so the whole goal is to be able to go out and see the world, and go see things, and go try new things, and taste food, and do different stuff. And so I've been pretty much cooped up in Henderson. Ray knows, like, Henderson's like the whole world in a sense. You know what I mean? If you haven't ventured out, it's like, it's easy to get stuck in one place. But for me, I feel like the world is in my palm right now, and I have so much to see, gain, and to do. So, showing up for ourselves is key. But Letty's gonna put up a, what is it? Tip with Venmo. Okay,
tip with Venmo. If this has touched you in any way, and if you're so moved, right, to leave a tip, we would greatly appreciate it. We are just excited to, have you guys tuning in. I mean, it's Friday night, y'all, and it's getting warm out there. But we're still here, right? We're still showing up, still motivated, still disciplined, and motivation. Why it can come and go, right? Based on how you're feeling, what's going on in your life, how much sleep you got, if you're hungry, if you're tired.
Motivation is slow.
I mean, even sometimes if you're feeling really energetic, right? So it's an energy. It's not just a feeling, right? Motivation, it's an energy. So how do you, if you're feeling low or you're tired, how do you get yourself to do the thing you don't want to do?
Especially now that I'm not drinking any caffeine or coffee or anything like that. I feel like I've re-energized, or like the like my levels of energy have gone up since I haven't been depending on things like nicotine or caffeine or coffee or anything of that sort. I feel like my energy's gone up. I really do. Like, I don't feel, sometimes I come home, take a nap.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm, because I get up early, but for the most part, like, it's really, it feels good to not have any crutches anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to think if there's any food a little bit, but I'm kind of swaying away from the whole, eating just junk food.
Yeah,
whatever.
we're doing way better.
It's so easy to get into that and start eating unhealthy because it's everywhere. You know what I mean? And I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying it's the most addictive thing I've ever encountered in my whole life. And I've been in different, kinds of addictions. And so I think the food that I've been eating, that's my next mission, is to get away from that. I did try quitting cussing and I did terrible at it. I did.
I don't know. I would say, I think you're doing, I think you're doing better. Yeah.
You think?
I do.
Okay.
I mean, I've been noticing.
Nice.
Yeah, I would say that you're doing better with that for sure. It's progress.
Right. Yeah.
Not
and again, I'm taking steps forward, because if I don't do it, who's going to? Right? Who's going to make the moves for me? Who's going to start doing the impact, making the impact moves for me but me? And again, I'm really excited for the things that are coming up. There's so many things that we're doing that are unraveling, that we're making these moves with and doing, and I'm excited, you guys. So stay tuned for the things that are coming, because showing up for myself is key. It really, really is. So, and again, waiting for inspiration is a trap. So take action and let the feeling catch up. Real progress starts when you stop negotiating with yourself. That's when the real progress starts. And when you stop saying, hey, why, when you just go at it, learn, go take things head on. That's what I find to be, for me. Some people, if you guys wait, there's a chance that you might not do it. We all know that. We all have that. If you wait too long, you might not do it. I've been guilty of that for so many different occasions where, it feels better when you actually just go do it. Because once you start something that you've been hesitant on, get up and just go do it. Motivate yourself with however you have to do. And I know for some of us, it may seem harder than others, but you know what? You are your worst critic. You are your biggest fan. You are the number one thing that's keeping you from and doing things for yourself.
That's right.
There's nobody else keeping you. God's not keeping you from. The devil's not keeping you toward it. These are action steps that we are taking or are not taking to move forward. And again, I just want to be a motivator. I hope to inspire people. I hope to light things up and allow people to see the positive side of things. And some people may not agree that that's a way of life, but I disagree. I say, why not be positive and happy? Because there's so much around that's not positive. There's so many things that are negative in the world that I just, I say, I don't need it. I know there's going to be bad days. I know there's going to be a negative, here and there, but I'm practicing more and more to be as happy as, and that's no joke. Like, I really am. Like, Letty and I, we have our discussions. We have our times where, she probably sees the other side of me that I don't want other people to see, because, it is what it is, right? But you hurt the ones you love the most. And that's not maybe for everybody, but,
for most of us,
we're working on it. We're working on it. And what I mean by that is, we're making progress on a daily basis on what we can do to be better. So, and I hope that you guys are inspired again by us simply showing up. Look, our Venmo thing matches our outfits.
That's right. Yeah.
And again, showing up, we have so many people that believe in us. Shout out to all our mentors and people that are really, pouring into us and showing up. So again, shout out to my Mona. Shout out to the family that's showing up. Everybody, Ray DeLillo, thank you for being here.
Thank
and,
you.
Your habits create your future, not your mood. You know what I mean? That's real. What you do on a daily, that creates, your future. And it's not what mood you're in that day. That's not gonna entail what the next day is gonna. How you move forward from whatever it is you're dealing with is that's how your next day is gonna work.
You gotta show up despite those moods, despite those feelings, because those come and go. They'll pass. Right. But your motivation, your action is what takes you to the next level,
right?
To the next, step.
Right. Yeah.
So keep moving.
Yes.
keep being inspired, find things that inspire you, and let it inspire you to do the next thing, to take the next action and the next action for yourself.
Right. Yeah.
And so
motivation comes and goes, but discipline is what changes your life. You know what I mean?
It is.
It's real. You know what I mean? So motivation is gonna, it can get you up, but like being disciplined and keeping that mentality, keeping that momentum, that's what's gonna change your life. Seriously, guys. You know what I mean? Make sure that you're getting up, trying new things, not staying stagnant, making sure that you are exploring. Because I mean, if you know, if being stuck in your own head or staying stuck at home, I mean, some people are homebodies. Don't get me wrong, but there's too much stuff out there for us to be sitting in front of a TV. That's just my opinion. So, and again, we want to say thank you to everybody who is tuning into this. If you guys if you guys are able to, you know what I mean, show some love for the page and for what we're doing here, putting in. And we feel like it's only going to get better. Again, there's a lot that we have to learn. You know what I mean? There's so many things that we need and wants to do to make this even more vibrant and reach more people. Because again, we're just starting out. This is what, 3 months into this? 4 months into this?
4.
And we're just starting
5.
out. There's 5 months. So we're starting out, and we're about half a year through getting into these. And again, how many? What is this? 12?
Episode 12, season 2.
So 42 episodes, right? 42 episodes. This is. So that says something. And I also learned that we have we've reached a milestone. Okay, and we have beat 84% of the people who start podcasts. They end up shutting down after the first quarter. After 4 months? You know what I mean? Most
a quarter
podcasts,
is 3 months. Or is it 4?
It's 4 months.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Anyways,
4, 8. No, you're right.
Is it
quarter's 3 months? Yeah.
3. Okay, I thought I was like, wait.
But after 4 months, typically podcasters that start, they end up falling off. It's 84%, I think it is, that don't follow through. Well, we've reached that milestone. So that's a pretty big deal. You know what I mean? So,
like, that shows you right there how much we believe in ourselves and what we're doing, even though we had no clue. I mean, I wouldn't say no clue, but we had so much help along the way, and we've stuck with it, and we continue to stick with it. I mean, look, we got our tip for Venmo up, and we didn't even have that last week. We've got all these things are starting to fall into place because I showed up and said, okay, I could take this action, and it just happens. It just things start to happen, start to move, and it's like shake and bake. And you can do it too, and just because you're not on a podcast or you're not, on TikTok, and going viral, like, start right where you're at, in your own family, in your own workplace, in your community, at the grocery store, wherever you're at, start. And then you can build from there, and if this is a platform you want to use, go for it. Whatever it is that is in your heart that is calling you, you can make it happen. You can.
And the people who win long term aren't always the most inspired. They're just the most consistent. You know what I mean? So, and again, like, there's things that, when you don't see instant results, because we always seem to want that instant, gratification of what it is that we're doing. But being consistent, I'm learning more and more and more. Atomic Habits is a great book, and I'm reading. You might not see it in the first month or 2, but if you just keep showing up. I was telling my cousin Helen last year, it was just before Christmas. Last year, I said, I'm going to be a millionaire. And it's not about the money. It's about the impact I'm going to be able to make with the money that I get. Can you imagine money in good people's hands can do a lot. You know what I mean?
Right.
In the right hands, in the perfect situation, not perfect, but like with the right, people and the heart behind it. Money is going to be great. And it's not about the money, but I want to leave, a legacy. I want to be able to leave something for my children so that they're not having to work for the big brother, the man, for the rest of their lives. I don't believe in that. I don't think that we should be working 40 hours a week. 8 hours a day, 1/3 of our life goes to bills and get taxed for that. I don't believe in that. So I want to start thinking like the wealthy.
But I want to give a shout out to our people that do 9 to 5s, because without you, those of us that want to create businesses of our own, we wouldn't have one if we did not have those people that go out every day, do a 9 to 5. I know I did it for a long time, and I enjoyed the people that I worked with. And some of us enjoy that, right? But if entrepreneurship is something that's calling your soul, or Justin made $2.22. I was like,
I'm just doing what I'm doing anyway.
I might just start going live after that, right?
I gotta anyways, just doing it anyway. So, and again, I don't have a huge following. I only have like 240 people that follow me. That's not that much, you guys. And to have all of these people that are outside of my realm coming in and being able to pour into me, like, it says a lot. Okay. So, and shout out to Coach Charles.
Yes,
he says,
hi,
thank
Coach
you.
Charles.
Start where you are. Getting money. Let's go. Get that money. Yeah. And so again, so me and Coach Charles, we got a webinar that we're hosting. I'll be hosting tomorrow, and he's co-hosting, and inside of Biz Success Academy. And if you guys ain't in Biz Success Academy, it's on the school platform at SKOOL. It's fantastic. We've been doing this for 2.5 months, and we are seriously making some big moves, right, Coach Charles? Shout out to Coach Charles, man. That's right there. That's my accountability partner, man. He introduced me to this family, and it's been nothing but fantastic ever since I've been with them.
Yes.
So
thank you, Coach Charles.
It's
we
not
love you.
how you got there, but it's who was able to help you get there. Because you know what? In this world, it's the people you know that's going to help build you up. You know what I mean? Because a coach without a coach is a hypocrite, right? You know what I mean? So it's good to be in a place where people want to see you win, people want to see you thrive, and can pull you up with them. Master P told me specifically, he said, if people aren't pulling me or pushing me to do better, then I'm not messing with it. And it made a lot of sense to me. You know what I mean? It made a lot of sense. So having the right who's around you is so important, you guys. So make sure that the people who you're basically you're tolerating, get rid of them. And I'm saying get rid of them, but like, you don't have to be abruptly, or it can be. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like me, I've literally like purged any negative people that are in my life, like that I used to hang out with or whatever. Like I've gotten rid of anybody who ain't motivating me, anybody who's not, you know, pushing me to do better. And that's real. Like my circle is very small right now. So yes, right here in the chat, you guys, join tomorrow. Yeah, for our live. That's it right there. That's the link to get on one of our workshop tomorrow, and it's Coffee and Conversations on Biz Success Academy school platform. And we encourage and invite all you guys to come free. It's free. Yes. Come join us. Get some.
You're gonna learn so much. I mean, I'm telling you,
I mean,
the way they explain it, you're just like, it's easy to understand and easy to navigate. And there's just so many like gems and nuggets that, you know, I was like, wow.
I'm hyped up. Tomorrow's going to be a special one. You guys, like, I'm going to give a little bit about what we're talking about. We're talking about some of the future. We're talking about the future of what's to come for the things that we delve into every single day, social media, things of that nature. There's a lot going on. And tomorrow we're going to unpack some of these major things, because one of the things about BSA or Biz Success Academy and the school platform that we're on is we have a team of some heavy hitters. Okay. We got David Watts. He owns his own television station. He's got over 30 million people that watch his, wow. and I want to say it's 80, but I'm just saying 30 just to be a bit modest, but it's a huge platform. It's a huge television station. We got Sharice Gilliam. She literally has a holiday named after her. Okay. She literally has a holiday. I'm dead serious. That's one of my mentors. We got Coach Charles, man. If you guys haven't been on seeing Coach Charles yet, wait, man. We've hosted webinars. Yeah. That's my accountability partner. This says a lot, you guys, because my accountability partner is on here right now. That's right. And his name's Coach Charles Floyd III. And he's fantastic. He got him a new little baby. And shout out to Coach Charles again. So you guys are looking great. You got Jason Sanchez.
Thanks, Jason Sanchez. Thank you. Love you.
How you doing? And again, you know, it's all about the right who's, you know what I mean? Coach Charles brought me into this team, and here he is on here supporting me. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. You got people who believe in you, that want to see you win, that are here to cheer you on and say, hey, listen, I believe in you. And I say, I believe in you back, brother. You know what I mean? It's each and every one of you guys who are tuning in. It feels great to have people show up for you. And Coach Charles says, replying to Jason Sanchez, looking great, took the words right out of my mouth. I feel you guys, you know what I'm saying? Thank you guys.
And you know, the thing is we have all these right who's around us, and we want to be the right who for some of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
As well.
Absolutely.
Like, we believe in ourselves. We have been doing like amazing inner work, right? To even get on here. Like this was something that I remember talking about getting on. I had no idea what it was going to look like. It was just something I wrote down. I could see us, you know, speaking to a lot of people and motivating them, just because we both love people. We both love talking. You might a little bit more than I do, but it's cool. You know,
either way, it feels good because there's a lot to say. There's a lot to be heard. There's a lot to be, and you know what? Again, Coach Charles, I would love to have you up on here as a guest at some point.
Yeah,
you got so much motivation, so many. He's great with fantastic with words. Coach Charles, it would be great to get you up here.
Yeah, maybe you guys could do a little because he does music too.
He does,
and
he knows.
It's really good too.
And one of the things that
y'all could
music,
rap, battle rap.
Charles is fantastic with words, you guys. So again, I'm gonna just put this out there. I would love to have you up on here, brother. You know what I mean? We'll end up speaking after this, but I know you are a phenomenal with coaching, with your words. You're a very wise person. You're like an old soul, so to speak. You know what I mean? And I would love to have you up here. So Suits, he says Suits. I don't know if you're talking about the movie or the show. I like the suit. Okay, you like the Suits, the Sweets. Thank you. Yes, you know I stole this from some old lady walking down the street. No, I'm just kidding. We love to see it. I love the consistency. You guys inspire me. He said, I'd be glad to hop on. Let's make it happen. Okay, cool. Let's go.
For sure.
And I believe, again, I don't want to, I think we might have already said we got one of our guests coming up. Maybe next week is one of our mentors by the name of Desmond Soon. If y'all check him out, Desmond Soon is huge, and I'm saying huge in the income producing activity world. He was actually in Dan Locke's program, not just program, but he helped Dan Locke make his basically his platform thrive. And he's also one of the heavy hitters inside the Spectacular School of Business, which is huge. You know what I'm saying? The Spectacular School of Business, he helped to, basically start the social media income challenge, which is a huge social media platform that people can get in. And so, but anyways, what I'm saying is we have some people around us right now that are truly heavy hitters that are doing some big things, and they're great people. You know what I mean? I have a lot to say about these people because they're in my immediate circle. Yeah. David Watts, Sharice Gilliam, Desmond Soon, we got Coach Charles, we got ourselves, and we're around people that are doing big things because we want to do big things. And by big things, we mean we want to make impact. We want to be able to go to these events and host more webinars and events and stand up and say, hey, listen, this is where I was at. This is what I've gone through. What have you done? What can I do to help you guys along your journey? You know what I mean? So Big Dog Dez, that's right. Double Dip Dez in the building. So yes, again, and we hope that we're not coming off as if we're bragging, but to me, in how much change I've made in the past year and a half, I've come so far, and I feel so excited to be explaining this and saying, hey, this is what I've accomplished. This is what I've done, what I've gone through. And I'm here sitting in front of you guys able to talk about it because there's so many times that I should have been killed. I've been in houses at night where people were sleeping and people had guns, and there's so many times where I should have been dead. But here I am, a changed man, you know what I mean? A brand new me, so to speak. And I feel fantastic. Me and Lady were talking about it yesterday, day before, how we've changed even in our relationship in the 6 years that we've been around each other and been in a relationship, how we are totally different as people from when we first started. Because, whether you know it or not, you're constantly changing. The cells in your body are constantly reproducing, and your old cells are dying, your new are it's how your nails grow. And so you got to think your mind's doing that. The cells in your brain are dying and then being reborn. And, you're constantly being, you're developing new cells and old cells are dying.
So it's almost like, two new people that came together, different we talk about this rebirth, but, I think it's things that were always in there that we suppressed. And so that's why I said, we're getting to know each other, in this different headspace, in this different heart space, in this different mind space.
There you go.
And, we're navigating it's a little rough sometimes, but we're still here. We keep showing up, keep showing up for ourselves, and we keep showing up with each other, and, having really honest conversation with each other, I think, helps too, and just sorting through all of it, so I'm excited, Justin. I'm excited to see what, how life unfolds for us and what we get our hands into and make happen.
Right. Yeah.
So
Jason Sanchez, where you from? We hope to get some more interaction because, really doing this is not just about us getting up here in front of the screen. We really want to get your guys' opinion. Jason, we see that you gave us a smiley. Where are you at in the world? I know Charles is on here with us, We got a lot of things going on. But where you at, Jason? You guys let us know where you're from in the chat, please. We're here in Reno, Nevada.
Yeah.
The temperature's, I think, 85 degrees right now. Excitement is the key. That's right. And I'll tell you what, I got on with Coach Charles and we got on I said, woo! He said, man, it's too much for me sometimes.
Yeah. I know,
Coach
Charles.
Sometimes I can be. You know what I mean? That's okay because that's how I am, and people know me. That's how I show
up. But at the same time, like it helps motivate me. Like if I'm feeling, kind of like low key. Look, I'm low key, like high key, but sometimes when you do that, it sparks something in other people and it gets them to like get excited again. And, and so I love that. Don't change that about you. Okay, I love that about you.
Look, Coach Charles, I didn't know he was in Chicago right now. I thought he was out in Chicago. He says, I'm tuning in from Santo Domingo. I never heard of it. That must be out in Chicago. From Chicago,
Santo Domingo?
Santo Domingo. Man,
we'll be out there. In the Dominican Republic? No,
he said from Chicago. Oh wait, he said I'm tuning. Oh yeah, it might be right. From Santo Domingo. Okay.
I remember seeing signs for that.
Okay, from Chicago, Illinois, in Santo Domingo, which is the Dominican Republic. Yeah, we'll be out there in Michigan. My daughter's graduating. My daughter Julia, shout out to Julia Lee. Yeah, she's graduating. She's graduating high school, and she's got hers. She's going to be in the actually state track. She's one of the runner-ups for the state track.
Really good.
And she's also turning 18 all in the same weekend. So we'll be out there. Me and my daughter Rhea, me and my son Justin. Yeah, it's going to be huge. So, and again, I've never really been out there. My favorite group, Bone Thugs and Harmony's from out that way. So I'm excited, man. It's only be a couple days out there, but it's going to be a fantastic couple days. And again, going to see the world, going to see different things. And we're really, I'm excited, you guys. I'm excited. So, again, shout out to Coach Charles. Shout out to Jason. Shout out to anybody who tunes in to hear this and see this. Jason Sanchez, thank you for showing up, being a part of this. I hope that you guys are getting something out of this. And if you guys get a moment, drop something in the chat. Let us know how you guys are feeling, what we could do better, what went well, that kind of thing. But you have anything to add?
And just, share with us some of your wins. We'd like to hear who's winning.
Absolutely.
And even your struggles, share that with us. How can we help inspire you or help you get motivated to live your best life? Right? One step at a time, one thought at a time. So just share with us, engage with us in the comments. You can DM us on our, Facebook podcast page, just like us. Or, you can also DM Justin Bird or Letty Zito on our Facebook page as well. And just let us know, like he said, how we're doing and how we can better serve you. What do you want to see us doing? Like we truly do, like we truly love you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we wouldn't be able to do this if we didn't have people to talk to. I'm not gonna rap to a grandma. I'm not gonna sit there and
hey, she might like it. I'm just saying.
If she did, I would know. I would feel it.
Yeah,
so I'm definitely a viber. And so we love you too, Coach Charles.
Yeah.
Thank you again for everybody for showing up for us. And we hope to see you guys in the next one. It's Friday. We will see you guys Wednesday. And if you guys aren't already in, come join us for BSA. I'm not promoting anything. I want you guys to know this sells itself. What we got going on is definitely huge. Biz Success Academy on the school platform, SKOOL. Y'all get in here. Listen, there's so many things. For $1, you guys, $1, you guys get to get in here, and it's a lifetime. It's not once a month. It's not like, and you're probably maybe wondering why $1, why so low? Because we believe in the army of ants. Okay, we're not out here trying to get people and gouge people for $100 or $1,500. Or we want you guys to see the value in what you're putting in. Come in, put into yourself, pour into yourself, start showing up for yourself.
What do we get to learn about? AI. You get to learn how to go viral. You get to I mean, there's so much to even listen. You just got to come and check it out yourself.
He said, look, Coach Charles says, Hook, hard work. It's all about putting in the work, and I'm about putting in the work. Oh, you gotta love putting in the work. Put it in the work. Do some dirt. Make it happen. Because they're calling me JBZ. I used to be a captain. The process of putting in the work. Everybody put in. That must be a song. It's going down. It's going up. Hey, let's go.
Boom.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna close out for the night. We just want to say thank you guys for being a part of this. And again, show some love if you can. Do what you do. Have fun. Whatever you do, make sure that you are having an enjoyable time with whatever it is you're doing. Life's already too hard to keep continuously making things more and more complicated, more difficult. You know what I mean? Look forward to the future. You know what I mean? What matters really is right now. It's great to have things to look forward to, but we don't know if we're gonna make it to tomorrow. We don't know. You know what I mean? The past, go ahead and try fixing that. See how well that works. You know what I mean? But right now is what matters. And right now you could literally turn that switch on to go do whatever it is that you need or want to do. If you're not in a position of doing what you want to do, change it. Change the position you're in. You have the option. You have the power to make moves for yourself, you guys. Ain't nobody gonna do it for you but you. For real. So
that's right.
Make sure that you guys show up for yourself, be your biggest fan, and do what you need to do to make sure that you are happy. That's my whole goal. I want to make sure, regardless of what happens, if I'm on my deathbed, I'm gonna be happy. You know what I mean? I seriously want to be smiling as I'm going, y'all. So stay tuned. We love you guys. Shout out to everybody who showed up and all those who see this and the after. So again, thank you guys, and we love you guys. Until next time, stay real and keep motivated. Peace. Love you guys. Bye.